Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique, and welcome to this episode of ASTRO CLASS. Now, within the zodiac wheel, we have, again, a lot going on. So let's talk about the rulers over these particular houses, the natural rulers, if you will. And for this particular exercise, I am going to adopt a color system because I find that to be helpful. We have, in the zodiac wheel, multiple groups. We have cardinal energies, which are the initiators in life. We have fixed signs, which are the stabilizers. And then we have mutable energies, which basically expand, change, innovate on the ideas that we've already brought forth. And we can find them in a very easy pattern. First of all, we want to start with the first house. This is the sign of Aries. Mars rules over Aries, okay? Natural disposition. What we know to be true is that this is the very first sign of the zodiac. This is the spark, this is the soul, this is the passion, this is the energy needed in order for us to have a soul, for us to have an experience, for us to have an idea, a passion, a creative thought. It all starts with fire. If you're interested in learning about elemental energy, I have a mini course on my website. Feel free to dive in. It'll make a whole hell of a lot more sense when you understand the elemental makeup of the energies. So this Aries energy, being the very first sign of the zodiac, being the initiator, this is a fire sign. So this would be a fire house. It is Aries energy, Mars ruled, cardinal energy, which means this is where things start, things begin. So I'm not going to go in order because I want to show you just for 2 seconds here where the other fire energies are. We come over here. This is Mr. Leo. So this is Leo energy, who is ruled over by the sun. Now, Leo energy is a fixed sign, and you'll see it all come together once this chart is kind of done and over with, but it's very important. The sun is our life force energy. It's what makes us tick. It's what brings, passion and excitement and creativity to the world. It's how we express ourselves. And so, the fire energies are always welcomed because it's essentially when, there's a new spark that gets lit, gets reignited within us. We want to zoom over to here. This is Sagittarius. I'm just putting Sag because I'm lazy. Bear with me. Ruled over by Jupiter. And this is a mutable energy. So we have fire houses, the fire signs, and what you'll notice is that within the fire signs, we have one cardinal, we have one fixed, we have one mutable. Back to the second house. This is Taurus. Taurus energy is ruled over by Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, money. This is a fixed sign, okay? So what we can gather here is that, first of all, we need a spark, right? We get that from the first house. From that spark, we say, okay, is this important to me? Yes, it is. Where can I build and create? Okay, this is about building and creating. What can I give birth to? Okay, Venus, goddess, she gives birth. She's the portal of life. What can I give birth to? This is going to help us gain self-worth, gain self-pleasure, gain self-love, gain possessions, money, monetary aspects. Fun fact, the second house, very connected to the physical realm. This is our physical environment. That's why you'll often hear me say about Taurus energy in the second house, we're talking about routines, relationships, money matters, right? Because that's what our 3D physical realm is built off of. So once we get this idea, this spark, this fire, this flame, then what do we want to build? What do we want to create? We do it in a fixed manner because fixed signs stabilize things. So we're stabilizing this fire energy. We're giving birth to something new, a new routine, relationship, skill, talent, all that's going to boss us up in our worth, in our value, in the possessions that we're able to accumulate. So let's jump over to the second earth sign. This is Virgo energy. Virgo energy is ruled over by Mercury, ruler of the mental plane. It is the only sign that is represented, I guess we'll say, by a human, because most all of the other zodiacs are animals. And this is a mutable energy. It's ever changing. What the beautiful thing about this is that Mercury is the mental plane, Virgo is earth energy. So whatever goes on in our mental plane, we're able to bring to life. We're able to bring something into a new foundation. The fact that it follows Mr. Leo energy, right? So we have a spark, we have a passion, we have an idea, we have a new creative endeavor that we want to get out, we want to express. How do we do that? We start with our daily habits. We start with providing a proper foundation. We take care of the mind, the body, the soul in order to balance them out so that we have a complete expression when we go to bring it to life. And we also, in this area, are showing up to be of service, to bring these particular passions, this expression into the physical realm. The next earth sign that we have is Capricorn. So this is Capricorn. Again, don't mind my writing. It is ruled over by Mr. Saturn. And Saturn, of course, is the ruler of this earth plane. He is Father Time. He is the one who constructed the matrix. He is the one that puts rules and roles and systems and structures into play that we constantly feel suffocated under, that we try to kind of break. Now, Capricorn energy is a cardinal energy. So again, Capricorn energy and cardinal energy in particular is when we initiate something new. Now, the fact that Capricorn and Saturn energy is basically the boss, the general foreman of the zodiac. This is why we take initiative, because we boss up. We have essentially, at this point in the zodiac wheel, have gone through some stuff. I know we haven't filled out the majority of it, but it'll make sense once we get there. By the time we actually reach this particular point, which is also indicated by MC in the chart, we'll get into that. These particular points, probably should have added that, but didn't. I'll cover it another time. This is the peak of the chart. So, as we talked about before, we kind of are developing, we fall apart here, we merge the dark with the light here, step into a new power. We get a new truth, a new mission, a new purpose here, right? We change our mind, we change our perspective. It's a mutable energy. So then with this vision, with our higher selves, with this observation, we got to do something about it. So we end up tapping into the cardinal energy. What do I have to create? What do I have to initiate from here? So those are the three earth signs. And as you know, we have one fixed, one mutable, one cardinal. That's just how we keep the chart balanced. So now we're going to go back and talk about air energy, represented by yellow. Okay, so this is Gemini energy, the twins, if you will, ruled over by Mercury. Yep, you'll notice Mercury rules over Gemini energy, also rules over Virgo energy. The difference is the Virgo energy can bring those thoughts to life. The Gemini energy stays within the mental plane in order to bounce ideas and weigh the pros and cons and think about all the variables. Gemini energy is a mutable energy, which means that when we go back to the Aries energy, the spark, the passion, the idea that comes in, the action that we need to take, the initiation that we need to kind of make in order to bring something life, to give birth to something, to create something. Then we stabilize in that, and now the Gemini energy pushes the boundaries, picks it apart, wonders where it is that we can make things better, asks the right questions, has the right amount of curiosity to basically push this in what we've created into new levels of innovation and progress. So we're going to jump over here. This is the second air element. This is Libra energy, ruled over by Venus. So you'll notice Venus rules both Libra and she rules over Taurus energy. The difference is when Venus is in Taurus energy, she's building herself. She's building her physical realm. She's building her personality, her qualities, her characteristics, what it is that she values. She's building routine. She's building relationships, all very based off of the ego identity that was created in Aries energy. When we get to Libran energy, Venus is more concerned with sharing all that she had created thus far in the zodiac wheel with other people. This is where relationships with the world around you, the relationship with yourself, the relationship with other people is concerned. This is where marriage is concerned in this particular realm of thought here. So this is also a cardinal sign. This is the initiators, the balancers, right? We just came out of the mutable energy, which everything got changed. We're looking at things from a different perspective. And then we have to take a little bit of an initiation, if you will, to switch things up, to balance things, to, bring things to life, to make everything fair. And we definitely get a little bit of shakiness in the Libran energy because we're aiming for balance, but we usually find that balance through the extremes in life. So it takes us to our third air sign. This is Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled over by Uranus. That is the modern day ruler. However, traditionally speaking, ruled over by Saturn. Yep, Saturn rules these two signs. And this is why when we enter into the spirituality realm of things here at the MC, we really become connected to the karmic lessons, right? Saturn is life lessons. So over here, Aquarius is a fixed sign. The stabilizers. Why? Well, if we go back even just to Sag energy, we had a different perspective, different information. Our minds changed, a different understanding, a higher observation point led us to have to initiate something new, boss up, take control. So then what do? We need to stabilize what it is that we brought to life. That's what the Aquarian energy allows us to do. The Aquarian energy also, because it's the highest form of our intellect, because it is the collective conscious, we are essentially attempting to break free from the restrictions, from the roles, from the responsibilities that weigh very heavily on us, that we feel are sucking the life out of us, that we should have realized in this Capricorn energy. So Aquarian energy is here to push the boundaries for us to kind of understand that the greater observation will lead us to the vision, to the dream that we need. Because again, hopes and wishes, connections all around is what kind of sets the tone on where it is that we are looking to be progressive and innovative and think outside of the box and, problem solve, if you will. So now we're going to jump into the water energies. So we start off with Cancer, okay? So Cancer is ruled over by the moon, emotion, intuition, transformation. So Cancer energy is also a cardinal energy. We kind of can see a pattern here, if you will, considering the fact that, over here, Aries energy, this is spring, Okay? That's why the new astrological calendar starts with the spring equinox. Down here, when Cancer season kicks off, this is the summer solstice. This is a shift in karma, a shift in energy that we all go through with the changing of seasons. The cardinal energy always aligns with the seasons. Over here, Libran energy, right? This is the fall. I know I'm getting messy. I apologize. Equinox, right? A balancing of energies, if you will. That's why Venus scales. Libran energy scales. We're balancing out. We have new karmic lessons, karmic chapters. Up here, Capricorn season. This is the I'm running out of space. This is the winter solstice. Another change in seasons. Therefore, cardinal energy marks all of the change of seasons. The Cancer energy down here being the cardinal energy, let's look at it. We had a new spark, a new chapter, new initiation. We stabilized it. We brought something to life. We created a new foundation. We thought about it. We picked it apart. We looked where we could expand it. We looked where we could change it. Then we go ahead. We take action on initiating the new changes, setting a new foundation down for us to operate off of. Then we stabilize it. Then we pick it apart. We see where we can do better. We see where we can expand. Then we take action on bringing something new to life. So this leads us to this little water sign over here. This would be Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled over by both Pluto and Mars, double ruled. We have the god of war, the god of the underworld. This is why we do shadow work in Scorpio energy. This is why it represents death, rebirth, transformation, okay? Now, this is a fixed sign. So, of course, in this Libran energy, we're changing signs, we're changing seasons, we're initiating something new, taking action on what needs to be done in order to stabilize our life. The fixed sign, again, is going to go ahead and create a stable foundation out of the changes that we had to initiate in order to balance, in order to make things right, make things fair. The last water sign that we have is Pisces season, ruled over by Neptune. Old ruler was Jupiter. This is a mutable energy. Why? Because everything has to change. Why? Because everything needs to change in order for a new beginning to take place when we enter into that Aries energy once again. So, there is an evolution here, especially when you get, you build the ego, right? You build the identity. You learn how to share that and express that and perfect that. You share it with the world around you. And then you dive into the spirituality of the evolution of our soul self. We start all over again. So what I wanted to kind of express here, although it's hella messy and I was not really counting on being this crazy and chaotic, is that the signs are evenly distributed to always create balance. You have the first house, fifth house, ninth house, all naturally fire energies. Okay? You have the second, sixth, 10th house that are all earth energies. You have the third, 7th, 11th houses, I guess I should say. Oh, look at that little trick. Okay. They're all the air energies. Okay. And we need that. We need that logic and practicality to expand on our ideas. And then, of course, you have 4, 8, 12. Those are the water energies. It's all balanced, and it's all balanced for good reason. We need to stay in balance all of the time. And that is why the chart is set up in the way that it is, in order to provide us with balance at all times. Now, I want you to take what it is that you've learned here today and just keep this in your mental plane, because I am going to do another Astro class that kind of expands on what it is that we just covered. So thanks for tuning in, sending you nothing but love. We'll talk to you soon.